I'm here at the Cellular Respiration Virtual Lab, and the first thing I'm going to do is select ATP production because we want to see the effect of these different things on the amount of ATP, which is just energy. So first thing we're going to do is just run the model to see what that ATP production looks like. So that's what it should look like when everything's set to normal. Then I'm going to hit the reset button down here in the corner. And now I'm just going to adjust the temperature. So if I take the temperature, I can either adjust it by the sliding scale by holding it and sliding it, or what I prefer is to just click where the number is and then type it in, because that seems to be much easier for me to get a temperature. So once I get that set, I can hit run, and I can see the effect of the change of temperature. Now I want to change those temperatures to 20 degrees, 40, 60, 80, 100, and record that data. The next thing I'm going to do is reset it all back to normal, and now I'm going to change the glucose level. So the initial glucose is going to matter. So if I have a lot of glucose at the beginning, that's going to affect how much ATP I have. Now, when you're looking at this, pay close attention to the scale. You'll notice that the ATP concentration now is up to the 225, reset back to normal. When we first saw it, it was only up to 35. So the amount of glucose at the beginning has a huge impact on the amount of ATP. So reset clears that out. Now that I've done some experimenting with the temperature and the glucose level, I'm going to want to adjust the pH. So now I'm going to adjust the pH. Now in this case, I don't have a chart that's made for me. So I'm going to have to insert some different pH levels across the top and do that experiment. And you have some freedom to experiment with how wide of a range of pH you want to look at. So I'm going to switch the pH to fairly low, and I'm going to see how that affects glucose levels. Now I'm going to switch it to fairly high, see how that affects glucose levels. So I can run that experiment on my own, deciding which pHs I want to test. The only requirement is that I need to test 6 different numbers. Now I'm going to reset to normal and do the same thing with the relative percent oxygen. So I'm going to set that to different numbers. I need at least 6 different numbers that I'm testing. So maybe 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Maybe I want to start at 20. Maybe I want to spread it way out. So maybe I'll go 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, something like that, where I'm going to test the amount of the amount of oxygen, and run that and see how that influences the respiration. Once I do that, I can just answer the questions, and then I'm done with the lab.